So rather than take time editing videos, I'm just going to talk over Hades 2 runs, where I like the build I ended up with. This one's a 75% crit build with the aspect of Anubis and a fully upgraded Lunar Ray just in case. Anyway, I'll start off by saying I like Nigel Farage, Zia Yusuf, Richard Tice, etc. I think they're mostly good people, and Reform has come up with some really good ideas, like withdrawing from the European Court of Human Rights so illegal immigrant lawyers can stop using that to frustrate the deportation process. However, given the state of the country now, primarily mass uncontrolled migration and cultural corruption, reform just don't go far enough. We can't afford to be nice anymore. There's just no time. Just to be clear, to me, mass uncontrolled migration is a disaster for us because our infrastructure, like the NHS, police, and schools, simply can't support it. This, coupled with our native replacement problems being 1.54, means a permanent demographic change that will inevitably result in white British people being a minority in their own country, which is a sad end for any people, basically being breeded out of existence. We need to address our replacement rate problems separately. Immigration can't be the solution. However, it is important to acknowledge the contribution and value of skilled immigration workers, as they are a net benefit to the country. Those are the people we should allow in and allow to stay, within reason, of course. What cultural corruption means for me is the embedded hatred of white men in marketing, careers, and treatment by the law. DEI is a massive overcorrection of historic racism and actively prejudices white British people whenever it is applied. The government and police protect Islam and downplay any negative behaviour they exhibit. The worst part for me is we seem to be culturally stepping aside to allow Islam to take over, changing the way we teach children, changing languages on public signage, allowing the election of foreign nationals who will obviously put their own country's interests first, allowing endless construction of mosques, and relentlessly prosecuting those who speak out negatively against it. To be clear, I don't have a problem with Muslims. I have a problem with us giving up our traditions and actively encouraging theirs. We have a real problem with self-hatred in the UK. This is not to mention the damage the trans movement has done to our children, although thankfully that movement is dying. Anyway, Rupert Lowe is immune to the strongest weapon the other side has, being accusations of racism. Unfortunately, Reform is still weak to this, and as a result, will probably not have the strength to execute the changes needed to save the UK from irreversible damage. Restore is simple. Deport all illegal immigrants and send those who won't integrate home. Teach our children to love and be proud of our country. Reclaim our Christian values and sense of morality. Bring back real free speech. Bring back law and order. Basically, putting British people first. While Reform has similar, albeit diluted, policies, because of their fear of being called racist, I just don't think they can execute the changes we need. Restore has no such problems. So, as unlikely as it is for Restore to win, it seems like the only choice for me. Make no mistake, this is not about racism. The left and far left have always used this as a weapon to get us to shut up and do what they want. While this weapon should have got weaker over the years, somehow it's got stronger. We've pandered to those who wield this weapon, changing our policies and even our laws to accommodate them. We've embarrassed ourselves on the world stage by arresting 12,000 people per year for speech that could hurt someone's feelings. As a result, the left has muted the strong and enabled predators to thrive within our country, growing their own factions with the intent of eventually taking us over. Voting is the only way out of this tyranny, and we finally have a party that is willing to do the painful action to reverse the damage that has been done to us over the last 25 years. I think we're at a crossroads now as a people. We can either accept the changes forced upon us and give up, or risk being called racist and try to help save the country. Personally, I'll vote Restore to give us the best chance of getting our country back. So that pretty much covers my thoughts on this. Hopefully this video format works. Hades wise, I got pretty lucky this run. I got the Cherish Heirloom Duo Boon that increases the rank of keepsakes by 1, which increased the crit chance of White Antler to 50%. But I also had the Success Rate Boon from Hermes, which increased crit by a further 50%, resulting in the 75% there, just in case you were wondering. If you do find this video in the sea of YouTube, let me know your thoughts about all this in the comments. That's all for now.